Hello everyone. I'm Andy, a lecturer from ThinkMo. Now I'm teaching CCIE course. Start today. I will share with you relevant technologies of CCNA, CCNP, and CCIE. Our topic today is: what are MSTP single domain and multi-domain and other usage scenarios? We need to know the following 3 questions. What is the first MSTP single domain? When the switch is in a single domain, what are the requirements? I have roughly written 4. The first aspect is to enable MSTP. That is to say, open the MSTP function. For our switches, it's spanning tree pattern. All MSTP. The second aspect is use the same domain name. The domain name represents the switch. In which domain? We can also put it. Comprehend as the concept of region or area number, similar to OSPF or Cisco's VTP, Huawei's GVRP. It involves domain names. It can be understood as concept of OSPF area. If you want to belong to the same region, you need to have the same area number. This involves the same VLAN mapping. Exactly mapping between VLANs and instances. Here we want to mention a concept, MSTP. It is called an instance of multiple spanning trees. An instance of MSTP is called MST. What is the same VLAN mapping? For example, I'm on a switch. 2 instances created. MST1 and MST2. Then I put the corresponding VLAN. Add to instance group. Then on the other switch, instance group joined by VLAN. Be the same. For example, VLAN 10 and VLAN 20 are on one side. The other side is VLAN 10 and VLAN 20. Everyone in this instance. Mapping relationship of switches. All have to be consistent. Next is the 4th aspect. Same revision level. The revision level is used for determine the switches running MSTP. Is it a parameter in a domain? Next is the 2nd aspect. What is MSTP multi-domain? Actually, we can see a picture. Its domain is called region. We can see that there are strict divisions here. A region represents a domain. In region 1, the 3 switches are S1, S2, and S3. They have the same domain name. Mapping representation of the same instance and VLAN. And its same revision level. Then they are in the same domain. At the same time, region 2 and region 3. So it is. They are in the same domain. Why are there 3 domains? Obviously. S4, S5, S6 in region 2 for switches in region 3. The elements of the domain are different. The 3 constitute a large topology of spanning tree. This is the multi-domain of MSTP. The next step is to involve its usage scenarios. Maybe someone will ask, multi-domain seems useless. Instances can also be mapped. Those who are familiar with spanning trees know multiple instances can be created. Map VLANs to groups. Then, based on the instance, to forward data. In the process, few multi-domain usage scenarios. Single field is used in most cases. And multi-domain has certain disadvantages. Let's continue to look at this picture. Regard region 1 as a large switch. Region 2 and 3 are the same. Under these circumstances, it forms such a topological structure. The 3 switches are interconnected with each other. According to normal logic, the corresponding port should be blocked so as to achieve full network disruption. But this sacrifices MSTP. Largest feature. It is the problem of load sharing. Because there is only one line. But some people have questions. Why don't you just connect two lines? This will also form a loop. So we have to break a line. In this case, to build a acyclic topology, when to use multiple domains. Next, let's look at the topology. MSTP usage scenarios. Generally, the number of LANs. For VLAN. We all know. Mapping representation of instance and VLAN. There is a certain quantity limit. In some large networks, it's not enough. In this case, you can use the domain. Separate the areas. Of course, this is not the most important. What is the most important aspect? For instance, the three switches in front. A network belonging to a region. For example, campus network. Similar to the park. For the following two switches. To achieve redundant paths, two wires are connected to the following switches. Then two regions are formed. Under normal conditions, if it is a single domain, we can take a look. Based on such network topology, we'll form a loop. So we need to block a line. Next, under my SW4. For example, there is a PC1. Then it goes to access SW2. For example, there is also a PC2 on SW2. In this case, if we use a single domain, when this line is blocked, PC1 is going to visit PG2. Only this way. This leads to data detour. This is a single field. If it is multi-domain, it has an implementation plan. Mapping relationship based on different instances. Multiple instances can be created. These four switches form an internal. The data runs inside. In the case of multiple domains, for example, PC1 under SW4 will go to PC2. Can be accessed directly? Because multiple instances can be created. By default, all VLANs all belong to MST0. Yes, we also call it IST. This is what we mentioned today. Multi-instance spanning tree or multi-region spanning tree. That's the end of our sharing today. If you have any skills you want to learn, welcome to leave a message or send me a private message. If you are interested in what I said, hope to share and subscribe more likes. Thank you. See you next time.